So should I start cooking?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Tonight we're gonna be making Polish food, which is pierogi. It's a Polish kind of dumplings. I'm sure everyone is aware that there's a dumplings from every country in the world, and Poland is one of them. It's called pierogi. Not like a lot of American people say pierogis, because pierogi is already plural. So it's one pierog and a lot of pierogi. So we have to start with taking out the butter from the fridge to make it room temperature. Also take out, what is that sound? Okay, I have to mute myself in here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna take butter from the fridge, sour cream from the fridge, and eggs from the fridge to make a dough. And in the meantime, it's getting at room temperature and soft. We will peel our potatoes for the filling. So I usually use the bag from like a grocery store for peeling potatoes. And for our dough to make about 12 pierogi, we would use 4 big potatoes. So it's time to peel them. I was hoping that some of you will be doing it live with me, so that's why I didn't prepare anything before. So really fast peeling the potatoes. This one is pretty messed up inside. If you have any questions, let me know. Maybe I should actually use my headphones. Can you bring it to me, my assistant?
Got any good potato facts? What do they call potatoes?
Potatoes in Poland are called ziemniaki. And also the reason why pierogi were so popular, I mean, they're still very popular, but the reason why they became very popular is simple fact that Poland was under communism for a very long time, so people simply did not have a lot of resources to make food. And pierogi are just flour, eggs, butter, sour cream, and potatoes, and onions. So it's very cheap to make. My headphones are there. I know. Yep. How are you guys doing with peeling the potatoes? Here's my assistant Michael giving me my headphones. My assistant Michael, why is this
Dominika, that looks delicious.
Oh, really? Raw
Yeah.
potatoes?
I mean, it's raw potatoes, but I can think of I can be able to use it at some point. So.
Well, great. I'm glad. Yeah, I couldn't hear you guys. So, you can hear me through the computer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should be fine now.
Okay. Yeah.
And we have some of the ambassadors that are actually doing they're actually cooking as you're cooking. So
okay, cool.
And if anybody else is also doing the same thing, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean I cannot hear anyone but you, so like you have to be like my ears right now.
Yeah. one of the things that I would do is I am definitely going to watch this video again to do it myself.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah. One more potato.
if you can tilt your camera towards your dish, we can see all the great potato. Oh, look at that. That's a potato pillar.
That's a vegetable pillar. It's not a potato pillar.
Oh, okay. I guess I could, yeah.
You can buy it at a dollar store for $1.
Or you can also label it as or we have one of those here, and it's literally labeled finger slicer,
Uh-huh.
just so you're careful with your fingers as you go.
Okay, so I am done with potatoes. I don't know if you guys are. Hopefully you are. And because we use this bag, we can just toss it in a garbage. Okay, now so the potatoes will cook much faster if we cut them in small pieces. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So how long does this normally take overall, Dominika?
Huh?
How long does it take to make this dish? Sorry, I hope I'm not distracting you.
I mean, it depends how many you want to do. Like, you have to cook the potatoes, then we're gonna make the dough. And while the dough is kind of resting, we're gonna cook the other stuff.
So you would say,
So I would say like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay, so we are tossing potatoes in a pot. Okay. And now we are gonna pour water all over the potatoes.
And does it have to be any kind of water, like warm, cold?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. You would just need to cook the potatoes so they are ready to mush them and mix with other stuff for the filling. I'm gonna add some
warm water.
What's that, Michael?
Shouldn't cook with warm water.
Well, my very smart boyfriend is saying that we should not cook with warm water. Why not?
Because it goes through the water heater, which is full of rust.
Because it goes through the water here, which is full of rust.
Okay, that's valid.
Yep.
And I see
we're adding some
salt. The salt you're using, can you tell? Can it be any salt, or does it have to be specific? It looks pinkish.
It can be any salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt because that's the salt we have. You just want to add a little bit of salt so the water is cooking faster. I don't really know if that's a real chemical thing, but that's like a Polish belief, so that's how we do it in Poland. And now we have to boil the potatoes.
Nice.
So just put it on the heat, just leave it out there. And now we're going to make a dough, which is my favorite part. So
that's exciting.
Big ball. And now we are going to need 2 cups of flour. So I have my flour prepared here. And I have my measuring cup prepared here. And 2 cups. Here we are. So we put 2 cups inside the bowl. Then we add half of a teaspoon of salt. So you can measure it. I just do it with like how I feel because I kind of know how it is. Half a spoon. Okay. Then we have 1 large egg. So we put it inside. Oh, I'm going to use my knife. Whoop. is. And now we have a soft batter. Hopefully it's soft enough right now. If it's not soft, you can put it in the microwave for like 15 seconds and it should be soft enough. Mine is pretty soft already. And then we mix it up together. Okay, so mix it up. Just by the way, you will have to use your hands at some point, so make sure you wash your hands. I mean, you always should wash your hands before cooking, but just double checking. And we're going to be adding our sour cream soon. So mix it up. And now we're gonna need a half cup of sour cream. Got my sour cream here. Half a cup.
So Dominika, if you don't have sour cream, is that something you can substitute sour cream for?
Why you don't have sour cream?
Just curious. I'm guessing, well, for like a lot of people who don't, I'm not very versed with sour cream, but would they be, could you find something else that would?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a Greek yogurt or natural yogurt, something that is similar to sour cream, because the sour cream will help make the dough kind of stretchy and flexible and put together, let's say. That's why it's kind of important to have a sour cream.
So Greek yogurt.
Yeah, Greek yogurt should be just fine. Make it healthier. I mean, Polish cuisine is not healthy, let's be honest. Okay, so now we have to put it together. So it's actually pretty good workout as well to mix this dough. Yeah. Because now we just need to use our hand.
Well, now that looks like a real workout.
Oh yeah, it is. I usually ask my boyfriend for help because he's stronger.
And what texture are you kind of looking for as you're going?
Well, we're looking for a very smooth texture that kind of gonna look like a pizza dough. So, yep.
I guess I could use this as a motivation to make pizza too.
I'm not sure about that, but you can use that for a lot of other things that I can talk about later.
Yes.
You can.
All right.
If you don't want to make a filling, you can simply make like a dumplings and use it as a pasta for anything, for spaghetti bolognese, for just you can just cook mushrooms and bacon and egg and put it all over this dumplings. It's gonna be delicious. That's what we sometimes do when we have leftover dough. But right now, it looks like it's getting pretty well together. You can always add a little bit more flour if it's too like gooey.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just added a little bit more flour, and see, it's a little bit less coming, like a little less sticky to my hand.
Yeah.
Our potatoes are boiling. Wait. Oh. My computer went down for a second. Okay, and now see, I have a really pretty dough. Really pretty dough. Make sure you take everything from the bowl.
No waste.
No waste. That's another way. That's another rule for Polish cooking. There's no waste ever. We always use everything because when Poland was under communism, people were really poor and there was nothing in the stores. That's why we don't waste any food. Okay, so now we have a pretty nice ball of dough. Yes. And we should put it in a fridge. And in the meantime, we're going to prepare, I'm good, thank you. We're going to prepare the rest of the filling. So, there's a little bit of dough left here. Because of no waste. That's the rule. No waste. No waste.
Sai is also cooking, and I'm guessing there are a lot of the students who are also cooking. So let us know if you're cooking and following Dominika. This is a delicious meal.
Okay, so I'm going to put it in a bowl and put it in the fridge. And I'm going to wash my hands because I don't want to make more mess than I'm already making. Okay, so now it's the time to start making the rest of the filling. So I am gonna use onion. Wait, where is this onion?
You cut onions?
Can you hear me still?
Yes.
I lost Zoom somewhere here.
That's why we didn't do Zoom. We didn't end up doing Zoom. So that right now you're just live on the other platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so for my filling to mix with potatoes, we're going to use onion. And I bought some meat endings. So it's like a lunch meat that it's very discounted because it's the ending. So it's literally $2 per pound. So I got some ham and some, it looked like a roast beef. So I'm going to use that for my filling. So first we need to cut the the onion. And chop it in a real small pieces. And you can, if you don't like meat or you're a vegetarian, you can literally add anything you want for the inside. You can add spinach, you can add tomatoes, you can add dried tomatoes, you can add broccolis. It just needs to be chopped pretty well and cooked before you mix it with the dough. In Poland, we even make sweet pierogi, which are filled with like a cottage cheese with fruit, for example, strawberries or blueberries. So it's really, really up to you, whatever you want to put inside. So I'm going to chop the onion right now. And I'm not really great at chopping onion, but try my best here. Okay, the onion's almost chopped. So in the meantime, we can start reheating the pan. So you always want to make sure that the pan is hot before you put oil on it. And then the oil needs to be hot before you put anything on the oil. It's some kind of like a chemical reaction, and it makes oil not absorb in the food so much. At least that's what we believe in Poland. That's what my mom told me. But yeah, you want to make sure that the pan is hot. Then once you put oil, and you can really use any kind of oil. You can use. I kind of like to use butter for my onions. So some butter. Literally put just a little bit because it's a non-sticky pan, so it should work pretty well. And I like to just put my hand above the pan, so like obviously not to burn yourself, but to see if the pan is hot. And if I feel that it's hot, I put my butter in just a little bit. And once the butter is melting, I'm going to work on my onion a little bit longer to make sure it's chopped properly. Okay, looks pretty good. Throw away the garbage. You don't want to end up when your meal is ready with all of the dirty dishes, so I always like to clean in the middle. I'm also gonna need my bowl that I use for the dough for the filling, so I'm gonna wash it real quick. Now I can dry. In the meantime, I'm going to check the potatoes. So you check the potatoes by poking them with a fork. And if the fork is getting inside very easily, it means they're ready. Well, my potatoes need probably still like 5 minutes. So I'm going to keep them in a pot. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop more onions. Make sure it's really small. If you don't like onion, you don't really have to add it, but it just gives like a little flavor for the filling. And I can see that my batter is melting. So I'm gonna put the onion inside. And once the onion is cooking, we're gonna cut the meats. If you are a vegetarian, again, you can add spinach, mushroom, peppers, literally anything you want. We even went like super progressive, let's say, and we made shrimp pierogi. So we literally mixed ricotta and shrimp and some garlic and put inside the pierogi, and it was delicious. So you can do that as well. And we're gonna add some salt to our onion. And now we're gonna cut the meat. So I'm gonna cut it in very small pieces because we want to make it kind of like a consistent substance to put inside the pierogi as a filling. And once the onion is a little bit cooked, we're gonna add the meat to the onion. And you can also add bacon, like that's kind of like a traditional way to do it. The onion, bacon, and potatoes inside. I'm just trying to stay on a budget because it's kind of important for international students, and if you cannot afford bacon, you can always ask for like lunch meat ends at the grocery store, and they should sell it to you for like a very cheap price. So that's what I do. Yep. We're cutting those in small cubes. Also, you should be cutting like holding this, like your fingers like this. And I know that, and I always forget to do that, and I end up cutting myself. Yep. This is it. We have our meat cut. Let's check on the onion and potatoes. The onion is cooking. Smells good. And the potatoes are ready. So the way to take it out, you can either use a, Michael, what's the name of this? Strainer. In Polish, it's durszlak, which is a really difficult word. But yeah, strainer. And just be very careful because the water is still boiling. You put the strainer in the sink, and you take your pot and you pour it all over. Yep. And I like to put it back in the pot and put it on the stove once the stove is turned off so the water evaporates. Okay, let's mix our onion. And now the onion is ready to add some meat. So that's what we're going to do. Awesome. Now we gotta wait for everything to cook. And in the meantime, we can take the dough out of the fridge and start making it ready for dumplings. Okay. So to make dough ready, we need to put some flour on our surface, wherever we're making the dough. And I usually like to split this in half, so it's not too big. The other one can just wait. And we're gonna form a ball. A ball. Yep. We're gonna put it on the flour surface. Okay. Now we need, and I don't remember the name of that thing. Roller. Where's the roller? Down here. Oh. Okay. So now we're gonna need a roller. If you don't have a roller, you can use a bottle of, for example, wine or anything that is kind of smooth and long. And we're gonna roll it. Whoop.
How thin?
It should be really thin. Yeah. But if you like more dough, you can make it so thin. But traditionally in Polish cuisine, it's really thin. See how it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's only half of it. So we're gonna really have a lot of pierogi out of it. It's also good to put some flour on top of the roller when something is burning. Yep. And this is what we're gonna do. Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty thin enough. I just make such a mess on the floor, but you know, cooking is part of the cooking, making a mess. Okay, let's see on our onion and potatoes. How are they doing? Ooh, our onion and meat are getting ready. Also, if you like more spicy food, you can add more pepper or garlic or what's the other name of that spicy pepper? Chili. Something like that. I like to add a little garlic powder. A little or not really. Okay, so our potatoes are done. We're going to put them in a bowl so they can really cool down a little bit. And we're just waiting for onions right now to get ready to be mixed with potatoes. And I'm gonna roll my dough a little bit more. After that, we're gonna need a glass or a cup. I'm gonna use a measuring cup to make a size of the Piero that I want. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the cup down, force it in down, then we're gonna have a beautiful shape of a circle. And then we're gonna stuff the filling inside the circle, close it, and put it all together. So we're still waiting for our meat and onion to cook. It's almost ready. In the meantime, I'm gonna smoosh the potatoes. They have to be really like mashed potatoes. So if you have an electric mixer, you can use that. If you have this, what's the name of this thing, Michael?
Potato masher.
Potato masher. Yeah, you guys know Americans like to make names really easy. So instead of making a new name, they just mix two words together, saying, "Oh, it's a potato masher."
That's what I call it.
Yeah. That's how you call it. Okay, so I
don't know what the hell the name
at least that's how my boyfriend called it. Okay, so now they're all mushed. And I am pretty sure we are ready to put our other stuff inside. Okie doke. So we're gonna toss our cooked meat inside our potatoes. Here. And also very important, but not necessary. You can put any kind of cheese inside, like cheddar cheese, cottage cheese. I have some Mexican cheese and cottage cheese, and I'm gonna put it inside to mix it together. So it's like a one combined together dough filling. Okay. You can also put sour cream. I know the recipe said sour cream, so whatever you feel like putting inside. I found this cottage cheese on sale for 99 cents, so I'm gonna add the cottage cheese. Oh, the ricotta is also working pretty well. Just add a half a container of that and 1 cup of Mexican cheese from Aldi, which is also very, very cheap. And now we have to mix it all together. It smells really yummy. You can always try this though if it's good. Everything is cooked here, so it should be already good to eat. But the overall effect is going to be even better because we're going to put this filling inside the dough that we just made. And it's going to be delicious. Okay. So we have our filling. We have our dough. This one is already shaped in a circle. So we take a little bit of filling, put it inside. Just like that. Close it. And put it together like this. Oop. And we have one first pierog. You can make the size based on whatever you like. I like it big. So I'm gonna make it big. Yep. And this is how it should look like. Homemade pierog. In Poland, you can actually buy them frozen, so it's not like everyone is making them. It's not easy to make, but we like to make it from scratch. And depending on how many you want, you make as many as you want. And as many dough you have. As much dough you have, I should say. Sorry, my English. And whoop. Pick, 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 pick. This is gonna be a fair one. It's gonna be probably from my boyfriend. Whoop. Yep, and we have a second one. So I remember times when my grandma used to make them, and she made like hundreds. So she would spend a lot of time in the kitchen. It's like a very traditional Polish food. Yeah. The dough is really soft. Hopefully your dough is as good as mine. Okay, in the meantime, when we're making those, I'm gonna start boiling water because we need to boil them in a boiling water to make them ready to eat because the dough is still raw. So I'm gonna put again cold water. Look. Cold water. Put a little bit of salt. And we're gonna wait for water to start boiling. Once it's boiling, we can throw there our pierogi. And the way you know they're ready to eat is when they float all the way up. So in the meantime, I'm gonna make more.
Those look really good, Dominika.
Huh?
They really look good. One of the things that's happening is as you're cooking, some of the people that are watching are also cooking with you.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So
Amazing.
far, yeah, Sai is another person who was doing his and he was trying to show what he was doing too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is how it should look like. They're not perfect, but they're homemade, so they're gonna taste amazing. I promise.
They were gorgeous.
So right now I'm using the lid of a sour cream to make a shape of a circle. And it works even better than the measuring cup. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing. You can be very creative with this. So whatever you have can be used to make it. And once the water is boiling, we're gonna throw them inside and wait for them to come up. And then the traditional way to eat it is to make another fried onion and bacon and put it on a top. Um, or we can just simply add some sour cream on the top or even soy sauce and just eat it like that. So it's really up to you, whatever you like. I already have six. I don't know how you guys are doing, but I'm pretty sure we can make at least like 10 with our half of the dough. So let's see. Uh-oh, this one didn't work. If it didn't work, we just toss it back. Let's see if we can make that. Yeah, sometimes when the dough is too thin, it just breaks really easily. So don't worry if it's not working out perfectly. The first time I made this, they literally did not look like this shape. They were basically like a balls full of stuffing. But the more you practice, the better you get. And this dough recipe is my favorite. I've been using it for a while right now. And we will also make the recipe available on our social media after this. So if you ever want to try it again, you can always reach out to me or just look up our social media and see what's there. Okay, our water is starting to boiling really slowly, but it has to be very boiling. So let's make some more pierogi. And now I have all this dough that is like kind of broken, looks like it. But because it's a dough, I can just mix it together again in a bowl. Not wait. There's no waste in Polish cuisine. Nothing is getting to waste. And we can roll a ball again and do this again. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think it's flat enough. Oh yeah, look at this. This is beautiful. And this is, guys, really not easy cooking. Like if you manage to make at least 4 pierogi, you're a pro because this is not easy. Oh, and taking a little bit of it, filling, put it inside, and close it. Kind of looks like a mussel, like an oyster. Oh, this one is going to be perfect. Look at this. Also, if you don't feel like doing this with your fingers, you can simply take a fork and do this. Just be very gentle, broke, not to break the. Sorry, my English is not perfect sometimes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the best part about pierogi is that really there's no limitation of what do you want to put inside. You can put shrimp, you can put fruit, you can kind of make a meat. Yeah, this is how it should look like. Perfect. Here's another one. Let's make a couple more. And I always make more dough because the dough is better even the next day. So you can always freeze it on just put it in the fridge and just cook it tomorrow and put different different filling inside depending on what you're mood for or what you have in the fridge or what leftovers do you have. So it's very, very flexible and kind of intuitive, whatever you have in the fridge or you're feeling like eating. Okay. And I did the same thing. I put all the dough together and now I'm going to roll it again. And that's going to give us probably 2 more pierogi. And depending on how much time do you have, you can just keep doing it. And I have a lot of filling left here, but you guys are probably getting hungry because it's dinner time. Yep, 6:09 here. So we're gonna make 2 more. The water starts boiling, and we're gonna throw our pierogi inside boiling water with salt. Sometimes when there's a hole like this, you see that it just broke. I can make a little patch and just put it on. And it's just gonna save. The pierogi will look pretty funny, but who cares? It's gonna be still delicious. Just like that. And the last one. Also, with like leftover dough, you can just roll it in a ball and put it in that boiling water, and it's gonna cook, and it's just gonna be a dough, and it's still gonna be really good. This pierogi is gonna look a little bit like a croissant. Croissant. How do you say it, Michael? Croissant.
Croissant.
Croissant. Yeah,
French.
it's French. Croissant. Because it really broke. So yeah, it's gonna be looking like this, but it's still gonna be good. Yeah. Okay. So now, let's see how our water is doing. Looks like it's boiling. Almost. almost boiling. So I use the same pot for boiling water that I used for cooking potatoes. You know, it doesn't really matter, and you don't want to make more dishes to clean. That's another way to be efficient. Okay, so we're waiting for this water to boil. We have our pierogi ready over here. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So with the whole ingredients, you can make 28, which is basically like 4 full meals. Yeah, like average person could probably eat like 6, 7 pierogi and be completely full. Unless you are me, because I like to eat them a lot. Oh, water is boiling. So now, be very careful. Oh, because it's boiling water and it's hot. We can put the pierogi inside. Plop, plop, plop. Depending on how big your pot is, you don't want to put too many because they're going to get clumped together. But yeah, we put them inside and now we're waiting for them to get on the top of the surface. And after probably a minute when they're on the surface, we can take them out and they're ready to eat. So let's see. Oh, it's really steamy. The camera is getting steamy. But yep, you can always mix it very gentle to make sure they're not stick into the bottom of the pot. Yep. Michael, are you hungry?
Oh yeah.
Michael is always hungry for pierogi. We didn't make any bacon.
It's not too late.
Made a mess here. Okay. And now I can also tell you a secret. So if you really love pierogi and you want to make it faster, there's something that you can buy on Amazon. Just called Pierogi machine, and it works amazing because you put the layer of the dough, then put the stuffing on the spot, and put another layer and just roll it, and you have the shaped pierogi coming out of it. I didn't want to use it today because I know that you guys don't have it, but this is amazing, and this is around $10-12 on Amazon. So if you really love pierogi or any kind of dumplings, you can use that. You can use that for ravioli. You can use that for Chinese dumplings. Yep, I really like it. Okay, it looks like our pierogi are getting on the top of the surface. Let's check it out. Ooh, look at this. That looks great. Yep, once they're on the surface, they're ready. Because everything that we put inside them is already cooked. So the dough just needs to cook and oopsie. Yep, we can take it out. So I'm gonna take a plate and take them out. One. Some of them broke, but it's okay. They're not gonna be perfect. Now we make it for the first time. Okay, now we can throw a little bit more inside. So this is how it looks like after being done. You can see that this one is pretty broken. And now I'm gonna add some sour cream on the top. You can add onion, bacon, whatever you want. But I'm just gonna add some sour cream for now. And sprinkle some pepper. And voila, they're ready to eat. Michael, would you like some pierogi?
No. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna feed my boyfriend because he's very hungry. But if you have any questions, let me know. This is how you make pierogi. And I hope I'm gonna see you guys soon with the next dish that we're gonna make from another country, not Poland. Yes, Joshua?
That was delicious. I just gonna think that it's delicious, even though I can only see. I guess I could just think of it as virtual food and try to have some. But we did have a question about if you boil it with the stuffing. So I had a question if you're boiling the dumplings with the stuff after stuffing them with fillings. I believe that's a yes, but you probably
Yes, yes. So you put the stuffing. So you cook the potatoes, you cook the onion and the meat or whatever you want to put inside. You cook it
Mhm.
separately and you mix it together. And then once it's ready, you put it inside the dough. So the dough is still raw, but you put the stuffing inside and then you boil it in the water. So everything is kind of reheating again and coming together as a cooked dish.
Mm.
Yep,
I'm sure it really looks good. It looks good, and I'm sure it tastes good.
I hope so. We'll see.
Was is it more like dinner, or could you also use it for breakfast? Could you have it as a leftover for breakfast?
Well, that's a good question. And Michael is laughing right now because he thinks it's a perfect breakfast because it's literally meat, eggs, potatoes.
Put bacon on
And when you put bacon on it, it's like perfect for breakfast.
Oh,
We have it for breakfast sometimes, but traditionally in Poland, it's like lunch or dinner thing.
so I see. Okay, so if I am vegetarian, is there something you would want me to add it onto? I know when you're doing the filling, you mentioned some other things that we could add besides potatoes.
Yes.
it.
So we really like mushroom inside, mushroom, onion, potatoes. But if you want to make it healthier, I really like it when I mixed spinach and ricotta,
Uh-huh.
salt, pepper, garlic. Obviously, you can add mushrooms too. So that's how you do it. Literally, the sky is the limit. You can put anything inside the dough once the dough is
Awesome.
dough. Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually uh, watch this video again and try to make it myself. I know that Sai was also doing it on his end, and then he wanted to show you what he was doing. But I think it's dinner time, and for those who are watching, this would be great.
Yeah, it is dinner time, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm hungry too. So
Yeah, either way, hot. Thank you so much, Dominika. This was like really fun, and I don't know. Are you able to tell us what the next dish is going to be for our next event?
we will have to decide. Maybe our our viewers can tell us what they would like, or like which country they would like. And I love to cook, so I can always learn something new.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dominika. And we're definitely going to keep everyone updated on our events and when they're coming up next. So, in the meantime, I think we probably should have hot food while it's hot. So, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go get some food or start making some food now, and I'm going to let you guys enjoy your food.
Well, awesome. Thank you very much again. Bye.
Bye, Dominika.